I'm sitting here with Sebastian Netta. Sebastian Netta is from Münster in Germany. We met many years ago at the Hilversum Conservatory, one of the first European conservatories with a jazz department. Then I was really amazed by his drumming. He's a fantastic drummer, but he's also a composer and also an entrepreneur. Sebastian, thanks for being on the show.
Great. Thank you for having me, as you say, in the podcast. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. You know what's so nice after all these years that we're still connected and playing, and actually thanks to your initiative, because you called me and then you said, man, I have a very interesting project. I built a portable stage. And I thought, wow, a portable stage. What is that? So maybe you can explain about this project, which actually is becoming quite huge now.
Thank you for the opportunity to explain this great idea, because I hope. At first, I was a little afraid of that people would take it on their own and build their own stages. But now I'm in a way I'm quite open for distributing the idea all over the place. The idea was, I was sitting with a band, and you know the situation, in a place where nobody listens, and it's cramped with people. Everybody's drinking and having their time, and you play like really wild, and nobody's interested. After the gig, people come up to you and tell you all kinds of things, and it was really nice. You were so soft, and we could really talk nicely, stuff like that.
Terrible.
So what I hated the situation, and I looked around and I said, "Hey, we are so. It's actually very nice to sit very close to each other as a musician. Sometimes it's not, because you can play really loud as a drummer, but still, it's a very intimate and very cool situation." So I measured with my eyes. I measured how much space do we take here with this quintet, and it was 3 by 3 meters. And I said, "Hey, this is, I could lift the whole stage, put it on 2 wheels, and then you have your own club. Just put 4 walls around it, or 3 with a window looking out." So then the idea was born, and I thought maybe this is something. And there's also the big movement of the tiny house people, the tiny house movement. And I just punched in the next opportunity that I had in the internet. I just punched in the word tiny stage, and all of a sudden a picture came up from a guy from America in the United States, who built a little stage on 2 wheels, on a 2-wheeler, and
like on a little trailer,
Yeah, like a little trailer, and that was exactly what I was imagining. So I called him up, or I wrote him an email, and I said, "Would you mind if I rebuilt it here in Germany?" He was kind of funny. He said, "Just do it, man. It was so fun," and he encouraged me to do it. So, make a long story short, I have in 2018, it was the first year when I got the stage ready. And from the beginning on, I had a huge backup from the cultural scene here in this area. Very fortunate in Germany is that the arts funding is really good, really cool, really good, very well organized. And when you have a good idea, you really can get good backup. So I invested whatever I had on money to build a stage, because you can't get money for building and buying things. You get money for a good cultural idea. And that was actually the time when I called you, and I said, I have this idea, and I also have the money to make a tour. In my area, I play in rural areas. I play only in little towns and not in the big cities. Just in small towns, and where there's scarcely cultural things happening, not to talk about jazz or anything. So that was the idea, and you were one of the first guys I invited.
Yeah, and it's called Wald und Wiese, which means like, how
forest and meadow.
Yeah,
forest. It's a little disrespectful or so if you want to ridicule somebody, and you tell him, hey, you're just a Wald- und Wiesendoktor, then you're just a some kind of little doctor.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
you assemble a Wald- und Wiesen band. It's just anybody is playing there. It doesn't matter who or what.
Yeah.
And so this is a play on words, because I play in the forest and I play on meadows. Because you have played some interesting projects with me as well. I have this little machine where I can, take the electric information of plants and transform them into MIDI information and make music with the hand. And yeah, you played actually with it. I remember we did.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But what's really surprised, I mean, because there is, I want to dig a little bit deeper into the philosophy of this stage before we carry on, because, like you said, it's terrible to play in a noisy place where nobody's listening. But another, but even deeper, by building this stage, which is, of course, portable, it has a generator for the electricity, so it enables you to put it anywhere in nature, in forests. So we played in forests, we played in meadows. So the people, they have an experience not only to listen to music, really, literally in the nature.
I invite everybody sitting. I actually also bought and have made some chairs, 100 chairs that we can put up in front of the stage. And every time that we play in a forest or in a nature situation, I ask the people to incorporate all the sounds that are around us, not to exclude them, not to try to exclude a bird singing or sometimes we play in near a farm or anything. You have to see all these farm noises, which are cool.
Beautiful.
It really is. I mean, you remember the first gig that we ever played on that stage. You were part of it. You were part of the very first with what's his name?
Tony Lakatosh.
Tony Lakatosh. Yeah. And there was this cock running around, screaming all the time. The whole time through. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And it was so nice, because. And also it was quite early in the evening. There was a little pond. Frogs were singing there, and the whole sound is so beautiful. The wind sometimes, when you have music, is not only music. It's not only tones. It's not only playing notes. It's also the space between the notes, and in these spaces you can experience, for instance, a forest much deeper when you just sit there and you have beautiful music playing, and then all of a sudden you hear, for instance, the piano player or whoever takes a solo, who is really able to leave space in his solos to tell a story with a lot of breaks in it, so you really dig into this, and to incorporate nature and nature sounds in the music, I find it very, very rewarding. It's very nice feeling.
It's beautiful. I also remember that when we played, like a bird would sing, just all of a sudden, then you even the music changes because we start listening to the bird, and then so it even became like interactive with the animals.
Exactly.
It's such a beautiful thing. Yeah,
and it's also then it is very important and very helpful if you have perfect pitch. Because then you hear all these, you know exactly the notes, and sometimes we have I'm another pianist, a friend of ours, Hans Hermann Wanning.
Yeah,
he also is capable of perfect pitch. And we had this concert going, and there was a church bell or bells, many church bells going at 6:00 in the evening, and it was the church wanted to have their people in the church, and we couldn't play really because the bells were out of tune. That they were not in the same tuning as the piano or anything. So he has this Nord piano, and he just he knew exactly what to do. It was he pitched it to the bells, and he played with the bells.
Yes,
very interesting. But the nice thing about this stage is really you can put it up anywhere. And I'm so proud of having my own jazz club at the back of my car, and I can go anywhere, I can play everywhere, and make people happy and listening to stuff that they have never heard in their lives before. Sometimes,
Yeah, but it's not only a jazz club. I mean, you also do classical projects, crossovers. I mean, last year we did kind of a world music thing
that was
with people with the singer from Africa, Mola from Senegal, wonderful Ukrainian singer Kristina Kovalyova, and uh, I mean, musically, that's another thing. It's not only, I mean, you're totally free to do what you want, and since you're also a versatile musician and very broad-minded, I mean, you've brought so much, even German folk songs, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, it's very and the nice thing about this project is also that when I talk to the people in the little villages and the rural places, um, you wouldn't expect them to be just jazz fans or people that would know, for instance, opera meets jazz or so. The project that we always many played many times on stage. People come to this stage because it's a honeypot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be, and it's a beautiful place to be around. We always invite people to have their own picnic. Bring your own stuff, bring your wine, bring your food, which is nice, and share this. And then people get into contact with cultural happenings and events that they have never heard before. I know many people who told me, "Hey, I'm not into opera, I'm not into jazz, but this is something very different. I never knew that it was so nice, and for that you have to really find also good musicians who are able to communicate. This is very important.
And I also think, because we played in some real rural places as well. But I don't know how many play. I think I've done like at least 30 or 40 concerts now with you in the last, I mean, mostly the summers. Huh?
Yes.
And
well, I counted them all together, not only yours, but all the concerts from 2018 to up till now. It's 300.
300 countries you did already. It's last summer you did like 65 or something,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
In one summer. Yeah. And I'll get to this later because technically there's some stuff I want to talk to you about. But what I wanted to say is that I think a lot of people in really small villages, they are kind of afraid to go to the big city. It's that kind of thing. And now they have the opportunity to have beautiful music in their backyard.
Exactly. In their backyard. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And also,
it's such a great concept. So.
The nice thing is that with the musicians, they get into contact with the people at these little villages. Most of the time, I know, or at first I talk to these guys and that want to have a concert in their place, and then I always make sure that I have like 2 or 3 opportunities to meet them, to really show them what the music is about, but also to show them that I'm not a person that is like, how do you say it, that is so intellectual, above their heads or anything, and giving them the art, here's the music and everything, and you just have to eat it. I always need bridges. I need to make bridges and everything. So I had this one saxophone player who had no idea what he didn't like the whole idea. He was like really into this. He had this idea that I invite him as a jazz player from wherever he was from, and he wanted to just show off in a way. And I told him, hey, listen, we played in my home dorpje.
Village.
Home village, where I was born. And I said to him, hey, it doesn't matter to them if your name is Michael Brecker or whoever you are. Because when Michael Brecker would sit here on stage, my friend Joseph, who invited us, will come over to him and say, hey, Michael, how are you? He doesn't know Michael Brecker. But if Michael really plays, then he would say after, like this time also, all the guys said, well, you can really play, man. That's really cool. Yeah, that's what you want to hear.
Yeah, there's a whole other message to be carried out.
Yes.
and just
And
yeah,
also next time when the guys go to the big town and there's a jazz concert going on, maybe they show up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, because I mean, you introduced so many people to well to good music, and you never know. You know, even if one person in the audience would maybe start getting piano lessons or
But
digging a little
it
bit
happens,
deeper, yeah,
it happens more often than you can
yeah,
think.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, already
I had
for that one person, it's already worth to build up the whole stage and because it's
sure.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
more than 3 times or 4 times now. I counted. I have to call one guy. I have this folk music program where we transformed German folk songs into jazz,
yeah,
and it's also a very bridge building thing. I had like in all these 300 concerts, we have three or four, I think three for sure, places where they at that point started a choir singing together
right.
and still doing it.
That's
You know,
beautiful.
that's for me, that's the most rewarding thing.
That's what music does. That's what we have in common. You know, to share the music we love to play with anyone in the world. And I mean, I do it like in another way by traveling the globe, but you just literally put your trailer behind your car, and then in many places in Germany, you'll drive there for sometimes for hours, and you'll set it up, and that's also something, man. Because that's what I really admire so much. I mean, you're a fantastic musician, you're a great drummer, and you're a composer, you play keyboards and all of that. But I mean, to set up the stage, and now you have help because you always collaborate with a technician,
Yes.
and also I have to mention, I mean, you have like a great professional sound system. This is not like my first Sony. You got a real. I mean, everything is done on a really absolute professional level, as if you would be in a high profile club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no compromise.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
very important. Yeah, yeah, no compromise. No
Exactly.
compromise in music. No compromise in sound. The sound system is good. It's not. It's not loud. It's never loud. It's just good. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't want to be loud. I don't have to be loud because there are like 100 to 200 people. There was one concert you actually was with us. One of the biggest ones we ever played at the Möhnesee, with about 250 to 300 people there.
Yeah.
But still, it was very nice sounding, and
Yeah.
the technician is very important to me. I always look that I find people who are into the music as well, and this is and in the first year, man, that was. I loved doing it, but I was very exhausted. But I did all by myself, everything. I built I built up the stage. I built up the sound system. I mixed the sound, and I broke up the stage afterwards because sometimes musicians can be really
Yeah. I remember that.
about this, but
Yeah.
I really love doing physical work. It keeps me fit. I love doing this, and also all the now it's I have 2 stages right now. It really grows the whole thing, and the second stage is a little bigger than the first one. But they're in a hall here in Münster, and every week I go there and sit with a chair in front of those stages and think, what can I do better? What is next?
Yeah.
What is a nice thing to do? And I invite people to look at the stage and have their opportunity about it. And their
Yeah, yeah, opinion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. And yeah, because I remember, because I was there when you did like the first concerts. I was very delighted that you invited me to play, and I thought about myself, man, how is he going to keep up with this? Because I could already tell from like the very first concert, I thought like this is going to be a big success,
Mhm.
this thing,
Mhm.
and it is. And I thought, how is Sebastian going to keep keep up with um, driving, assembling the whole thing, doing the sound, and then you have to play. I mean, you're also a musician.
Yes. But it's fun, Mike. It's big
Yeah,
fun.
it's passion. It's passion. I know, but still,
Absolutely.
but now you have great people around you who will help
Oh
you
yeah.
out.
Yes, yes, yes. The son of Ruud Auerhand, Bas Auerhand, a very good technician,
Yeah.
very good friend. He loves the stage as much as I do, and he's really into it. And also Ruud himself, he's also one of the guys who's really
Yeah.
like to take the stage and build it up for me. And yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, but also when I planned the stage, I planned it that way. And you once said it very good, because I call this stage also, I call it the bonsai stage. And because it reminded me of the yatais of Japan, these little huts that they build up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight. They sell food and all kinds of drinks there. Have you seen them? Uh,
Yes, yes, yes. And
and
yeah,
and they are very they do it in the when you look at videos of people, there are lots of videos out of people building up these things. They do it all by themselves, the whole thing. And actually, my philosophy is to do everything very simple but very good, and then you can do it by yourself. It For me, building up the stage cost me about half an hour to build it up and break it down again, if I'm
yeah,
concentrated. Yeah.
yeah. And you're
um,
focused. Yeah, yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
focused. Yeah. And
Yeah, because yeah,
for me,
well,
it's a
I
challenge.
admire it. Yeah.
It's a physical challenge. Other guys go like for sports and everything. I don't do sports. I do this.
No, no, it's intense. But in every concert I play with you, I mean, many now, dozens.
Mm.
You're always motivated. You don't complain. You just do it. Rain or if it's raining, you just go for it, and whatever needs to be done. I mean, you're really a real diehard. Yeah, yeah. And what I wanted to ask, just back to the stage, because in the beginning you said, um, which of course I understand, but it's like you were kind of scared that someone else would maybe steal the idea. But it's not like I go like, okay, uh, let's build a stage. I mean, how do you do that? How you had like a company build a stage for you?
Oh yeah.
Who designed it? How did this come
Yeah.
about?
The idea is, I wrote it all down, and I made some sketches, and then I went, of course, to I don't know the English word for Zimmermann.
Yeah,
Mm.
carpenter.
Carpenter. Yeah.
Yeah,
I asked him, and it was really. I had several guys talk to several. They all dug the idea. They all said, "Well, great idea. I'll do it." But then it came to the second. As I said, I don't have money now. I can pay you when it's going. Because I don't.
yeah,
It was quite some money, such a
of course.
and it's so everything was done by pros. I only go to pros, and I talk to them, because I could actually now I could do it myself. I could build myself one stage because I know how to do it now. But I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do there are things, I wouldn't build drum set, for instance, because I can't do it. I'm not a pro in that. I can play it, but it's so nice to talk to good craftsmen, because it's the same as talking to a very good musician.
Yeah,
Yeah, they know exactly what they do. You have like, it's a jazz thing as well, because you have this idea. It's like a theme, and then you improvise on that theme, and you ask the guys, can we do it in a way that it's simpler? Because craftsmen have this one little thing. They always want to do things too big, and I have to get them back down. No, we have to do it simpler. Do it simpler, because if you do it the way you want to do it, you need 3 people to set it up. I only need one guy. You have to do it as a one person. And then second is that they want to do it bigger, because they all have in their heads, and most of the musicians as well,
same
and the
thing.
technicians,
Yeah.
we want a big stage. What for? It's not necessary. You can do it on 3 by 3 meters. That's exactly what you need.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we did this world music project,
Yes.
we were on stage with like 6 people,
Right. It didn't
and
feel it didn't feel cramped.
no, 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 no. And of course, over the years, your experience with how to with using the space and all of that. And yeah, but yeah, it's a fascinating thing. And
And
actually, I will.
every time when I set up the stage, and most of the time I'd never had a really bad area actually, but it's so nice to look at it, because it's made of wood, and the sound is projecting very well in the to up to the front, and it's so nice. People come up and look at the stage and say, "Well, this is so nice, and it looks so good." This makes you feel good. It's like a cook, I like I like to cook, but when you go out for a dinner and the servings are prepared nicely, you love to eat it. Yeah,
But
and it's the same way.
yeah. But I mean, it's just like, like you take care of trying to create, trying to get out of the best of the music. I mean, you're like so incredibly professional in every detail of this whole project. I think that's also one of the reasons it's successful. You take care of every detail, the sound, how the stage looks. Even the woods. I mean, it's mostly wood. It's so beautiful, and um, you have two stages now. So how does it work? Like they both function at the same time? Like you would send. How does it?
I also do literature concerts, meaning readings with one author or a book reader and one musician. And for that, I don't have to be there by myself. As I can ask Bas to go, and he takes the stage. And I will more and more. I will get into the situation that I don't have to do all the gigs by myself. Now I'm working very hard on one of the very nice things about this project is I work in the summer, and in the wintertime I have time for rehearsing and getting out new ideas and stuff like this. Is really cool. And I'm
Recording podcasts.
yes, recording podcasts, exactly. And I feel so happy about this. But at the moment I'm really busy thinking of about what is it that I really want as a musician, as an artist. What is my goal? I have so many things in my head that I can do, so many other arts that I follow as well, and I can program and stuff like that. And I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's too much. I'm happy to live a very fulfilling life, to have the ability to have a stage where I can put all these ideas in, and now I really have to also to live. So what is the idea is to have those two stages working with or without me, but they will bring in the money for me to be able to work on my new projects. Yeah. I don't want to get rich. I just want to be at ease with the situation. And now, thanks to the idea, but also thanks to all the people around me, my wife, my daughter, who support me in this, and were with me also in the hard times when it was not going so well. But now we are really in such a beautiful situation, and I hope I can keep this for a while now. To be able to invite you and host you, this is also very important for me. Always that when I invite musicians, I want them to feel really good, so they can play really well. They're fed well, they're hosted well, and everything. So I know this is not the Carnegie Hall.
But
still,
but you're taking, like I said before, I mean, you're taking every detail, like food. You every time we play, there is great food. People cook for us, or you make sure there will be a restaurant where we can eat. There are also always, because sometimes when you play in rural areas, you make sure there is like a Dixie toilet.
Yes,
things like that. I mean, it's like really like, all the facilities are there. Yeah. Are you planning to build a third one at some point?
Yes, I'm about together with Ruud Auerhand. We are planning. The one thing that I really need is these stages I have have the capability of going like 200 kilometers in a circle around Münster without
Radius. Yeah.
a radius, without any big problems. Um, I need a stage to be able to travel longer distances because I get phone calls from all over Europe at the moment. Because I was in certain magazines. I was in a very famous magazine for a rural living, like countryside living style, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I get like phone calls, and I also, as you know, and this is why I love to work with you, is the international part of it. I'm about to combine several people from different countries in Europe to really adapt the idea of building a stage in their own area. But also, it would be nice to be able in the summertime to travel like for a 2 or 3 week period through south of France with that stage in your back. You just hook up with some musicians and you go playing, or in Italy or wherever, and you just do your thing. It's like actually Shakespeare had a stage like that.
But what would be the difference between a third stage which enables you to travel long distance? Because the two you have now, I mean,
it's the way they are built, because they are built totally from wood, and when you go long distances, the wood starts working in itself. When you drive behind the stage, you can see it. It's stable. It will not fall apart, not at all. But still, when you go, for instance, on long trips and long distances, you really have to go, and afterwards you have to go with a screwdriver and look at every screw in which has probably been loosened up. So what I'm planning now is a aluminium core, which will carry the wood. It looks the same, but it has another core, and also it's not that high. I'm planning it to be able to lift the second part of the stage can be lifted up by hands.
Of course, for aerodynamics, when you
aerodynamics, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go at a normal speed and don't lose that much energy with the car and everything. So this is very important, and also it's more compact. So the compactness is important for long distances. And there are so many ideas for this. It's really fun. And then, yeah, I'm happy to host people. This is what I like. We will talk about this on another occasion. But since you are going out in the world, and I would love to host you on my stage to bring the world to the villages, man. And let them see what is going on, and maybe invite people from Tuva or wherever, and bring them to my home village and show the people who we are.
Man, imagine having throat singers from a totally different part of the world, singing in rural areas for the people there. I mean,
exactly.
That they will really never forget.
Never forget, exactly. And sitting with them, that's us, bringing people together. And that we have that's for me, that's the only opportunity we have to really make peace in the world. As soon as you talk to somebody, really talk to somebody, there will be no violence.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, because there's I mean, there is a big social aspect there. Also the fact that you always encourage people to see it as a kind of to picnic, so people bring their food, like you said. The atmosphere is so beautiful. And surrounded by nature. I mean, Germany has so many beautiful spots.
Yes.
And you can just put it there, and and then even with a generator, you can have like, I don't know, you can have like 6 hours of power or something like that.
It's a battery. It's not a generator with
it's a battery. Yeah.
It's a battery. It's 10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours.
It's amazing. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so what I will do, I'm going to put the all the information in the show notes, the website and all of that. So if people are interested, they can you should really check it out. So I want to thank you for explaining about the stage. And I know we're interviewing each other. Actually, recording a series of podcasts here because you're like, you've got so many ideas, and so we'll talk, like I said, on other occasions as well. And
it's really nice, and I love to share, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to share these ideas and the insights. There's so many new ideas and insights coming up right now for me. It has a lot to do, and I think that's the stuff that you were looking for as well. Found this word that we all know as musicians, but it has a deeper meaning. It's called resonance. What I'm looking for is a good resonance in the people that we're playing for, in the music, also acoustically. It is very important to have a good resonance instrument. That's why I know you don't like to play this digital stuff. It's always a good piano is a better resonance body for you to play with. But resonance is also, you resonate with the surrounding that you have. And you said, okay, we're in the nature. That is very nice resonating space. But then also the people in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. They don't know jazz, but it's not important to know jazz, because when you have people on stage who are quite capable of playing, there is always a communication going on.
Yeah.
And people dig it.
Yeah. Let me share. By the way, let me correct one thing. I love to play keyboards and digital pianos, but usually I don't like the piano sound. I will use the electric piano sound, because I think keyboards are great. Sometimes I'd rather play. So sometimes I go to some wild countries. I'd rather have a great keyboard than a bad grand piano.
Okay.
So
right.
Yeah. But forgot what.
The resonance factor is very important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So I went once, the Dutch embassy in Lima in Peru. They called me to play a concert there, and I flew all the way to Lima because the ambassador won some award, something like that. So it was quite official thing, and I flew all the way to Lima to play this concert, and only for 40 minutes playing. And I was jet lagged. I was a bit grumpy, which I'm maybe once a year, but usually in a good mood. But with the jet lag, sometimes it gets to you. So, and I was playing there with great Peruvian musicians, and then I saw the audience there, sitting there, and the people were kind of, without being judgmental, but very official, embassy diplomats, that kind of thing. It looked quite stiff. So I thought by myself, so I can do two things. I can either start playing like crowd pleasers, like Besame Mucho, Strangers in the Night, The Girl from Ipanema, from everybody know, and I thought, I'm going to do something totally different. I'm just going to be myself, and I'm going to put all my energy, my passion, in the way I like to play. And I played and I had great rhythm section, to back me up. And, and I even did some like free jazz stuff and everything. Half a year later, I was back there again at the same stage because I was just myself. And what I want, the point I want to make is that people energetically take in the music. When the energy is great, the passion, they feel something, and that's where that's the resonance, and that's much more than just playing songs everybody knows and wants to hear. Of course, you can do that.
And then you want to try to please them in a way, and after a while, they ask themselves, why does he want to please me?
Yeah, or the next day they forgot.
Exactly.
For them, and this, I got invited. 6 months later, I was playing on the same stage in Lima.
Great.
It was amazing. Yeah. So because and then from that moment, I realized no matter who you play for, in that sense, you always have to be yourself, but just share your unconditional love for music, and that's what's going to resonate with the people.
Yes.
Man. Yeah,
A
beautiful.
little sidekick here for me is when when I Mike is going. Where's Mike? Mike in Lima. Where's Lima? No,
Yeah, yeah.
what
Google Maps, where is he now? Yeah,
where's,
yeah,
where is
yeah.
he now? What is Lima? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Has been crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but man, this stage thing you have, I love it, and I hope in the next years we can play a lot.
There's so much going on right now. I have so many good. I have so much good backup, and
Yeah,
I work with funding, of course, but now I have the I built up some trust in many people in what I'm doing, and I really get interesting offers, and so we'll have a lot of fun. I'm certain.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we had a little tag here because we were already closing the interview. But again, I'll put everything in the show notes, and please check it out.
This ending is like the endings you play on your piano.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's so true, man. That's so true. I always have trouble ending stuff. I like to elaborate at the. It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know what Miles Davis said to John Coltrane? John Coltrane said, "I don't know when to stop, and how to stop." And then Miles Davis said to him, "Take the fucking horn out of your mouth."
man. That's so true. That's so funny. Yeah,
All right.
great, great. Thanks, Sebastian.
Thank you, Mike.